Hello and welcome to 4WC. Once again, second match today. There's also another match on the B stream at the same time. But for here, we're gonna be playing, watching the game Sweden versus China, Seed 7 versus Seed 10. I'm joined here by Damarsh, very well-known commentator here. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very, very well. Yeah, Sweden versus China, very good matchup. We had a bit of a discussion before this match began, and the one thing that stands out is how well Sweden not only performed in qualifiers, but also in their previous round matchup. I think you've got some stats on that, haven't you, Florian?
Yeah, so Sweden is an extremely strong aim team. We've seen them super well performing on the normal ones. Like in the qualifiers, we had them on the Seed 2 on the normal 1. Well, last round we had the Seed 1 normal 1. Not only that, but they seem to be very strong on every single type of map. They seem to be outperforming China, and round of 32 especially, they have outperformed China in every single map outside of DT1 that they played as well. No, DT1, not DT1, DT3. It's looking like Sweden is on a really good roll, and despite last round playing as a 7-man squad. Yeah, on the other side, China has three very strong players here, who is gonna be competing against players like Silla, like Melvin, and pretty much the entirety of the Swedish team. It's looking like very dangerous for China right now.
Yeah, I mean, China haven't got that necessary clear strategy through this one. I think Sweden, they only need 5 wins on maps. They've pretty much got the hard rock pool locked down. Miro, Nemond 1's going to be very much in their favor. China have really got to try and pick up the unique skill sets here, so banking on things like some of the free mods which combine the hard rock and the hidden together. Some of the more unique no-mod maps, no-mod 3, no-mod 4. I don't think the Agony is going to go their way, because I think you mentioned about the DT3 last week, going more Sweden favored, so I think that will carry over potentially to the no-mod 5. So
DT3 was the only map favored for China.
Oh, sorry, I do apologize. Yeah. So again, then maybe take advantage of the no-mod 5 as well, but I definitely think China's going to want to stick to maybe those 2 skill sets. Hidden is a bit contested between the 2 teams. I definitely feel like Hidden 1 is possibly more China favored, whereas Hidden 2 going to be Sweden favored, especially from qualifier results. Sweden massively outperformed China in that regard. So going to be interesting to see what they're going to go for. Sweden banning out the no-mod 5 against China. Very understandable ban.
Yeah, normal 5 makes sense. I don't think Sweden is gonna be weak on a normal 5 at all. It is a very heavy stamina map, but it's still a very good ban. We see the ban here from China on the hard work 1, so that they don't want to play hard work against pretty much anything against Sweden, which makes a lot of sense. And immediately the D2 pick here from China going into the finger control speed map.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, finger control, very much going to be playing off the fact that the high stamina drain, a lot of tapping comes into this map as well. So, you know, that AR 10.2, a little bit of reading focus on this as well. It's kind of got a bit of everything, but especially the finger control on the tapping side, China are going to want to take advantage of and try and see if they can keep a point away from Sweden at the start of this matchup. It's going to be tough though. Sweden got a very good roster.
Yeah, DT2 is pretty much the only map that is somewhat similar to the DT3 from the last week. DT3, of course, the one map that China excelled in. The only difference though, and this is quite a bit difference, is that there's a difference of like 40 BPM between these 2 maps, so both of them are very finger control heavy, but this one has a lot higher BPM, so it's already a bit of a risky pick here from the beginning, but I don't see them picking many other things.
Yeah, again, I think especially to start this match off, they kind of got to see how Sweden's playing, the roster they're going to go for. I mean, you know, and are expecting Silla to play pretty much every single map for Sweden. Don't think there's really any question on that. So it's really kind of just playing around what, especially on their own picks, what Scylla's going to be comfortable on. And we'll see a lot more of that in the second map pick. But again, you can really bring in some specialists here if you're Sweden against China. Kind of really get some key players in. Whereas China, they need to pick up this map, even though it's the very start of the matchup. They're under quite a bit of pressure, I would say.
Oh, absolutely. I think China knows, and maybe that's gonna be a bit helpful. They know that they're up against a really strong team, and they're not expected here to win. This might help them, of course, out here for the mental pressure here. But at the same time, it's you can't mess up. The moment you mess up, the Swedish team will immediately take advantage of that. And we're now going into the first map of this match, Sweden versus China on the DT2. Alright, starting out, we have Bancho not playing with us here, and break here from Grippy very early on. This is not a very long map, 2 minutes 10, every miss hurts here, even the earlier ones, but certainly not out of it, and start is a bit easier.
Yeah, again, you're adjusting to 10.2, so especially after sitting that long idle, waiting for the match to begin, there's going to be the potential for some early breaks. So we've seen one there. But looking across, accuracy is much lower on the side of Sweden, which is what you want to see for the Chinese roster. They're off out of the gate with a good first quarter of this map, but Sweden still got the 3 combos.
Yes, and that is very important for them to have any chance here to begin with. Wagon with a 99.5% accuracy. Scylla and Saika breaking on the side of Sweden. So, well, 3 FCs to 3 FCs going to 1 FC against 3 FCs with 1 recovering combo. And China now has a chance to capitalize on that and build the score. It's such a short map. They have such a good chance now here to build up. And you will see the score going immediately to the Chinese side. 200,000 and growing.
Yeah, and you can see that we're pretty much halfway through the dense note portions of the map. So this last third of the map really got over half of the note density built into it. So a lot of pressure here to lose, but China really piling it on, putting a lot on Sweden, trying to keep up with this. They've literally just got Grippe and Melwem holding big combos right now. So unless we see some big breaks coming in from China, they're going to square this one away very quickly.
Yeah, here one break here from the Chinese side, but damage already done. It seems like 620,000 advantage for them, and still very big combos to hold it through. Lolo 234, 235 is the only person who has had no bigger combo on their side anyway, so it does not matter really. Scylla and Saika trying to recover here, just very unfortunate here, missing early on. China seeming to be taking this very confidently with the 99% on Dragon.
Yeah, so David Q2, the only one to really drop the full combo for China. They come with
4 S-rank on Sweden's side. It seems like the sliders were their enemies.
That's brutal. Absolutely brutal. But that just shows how intense this map is, and it's going to be a trend I think we see for the rest of the weekend, because, even in the round of 16, both teams getting plus 3 million team score is a very good sign that we're going to have some really intense matches on that map.
Yeah, absolutely. This is as intense as it gets, really. It seems very anticlimactic, but Sweden had over 3.5 million team score here, while China had almost 4.2 million. So both these scores are going to be very high up here on the leaderboards, on the stats of this weekend. So, yeah, China took this, but Sweden certainly not without a fight here. And now it's Sweden pick, and they have a lot to pick here. They could just go for like something like the Hidden 2 or even a Nomad 1 might be in it. Hidden Powder 2 also very potential. So a lot to pick and choose from.
I definitely think if Sweden are going to be swapping their roster up a lot, something like the Hidden would be really good for them, because it will put a lot of the Chinese roster on the back burner. Going from the high AR 10.2 down to the low approach rate of Hidden would be a good shout for them. Also, maybe the free mod 2, the anti-mod in there. But no mod 1 alert.
Pure confidence move.
it's good to settle the nerves. It's good to settle the nerves with a nice, cheeky little No Mod 1.
Yeah, but Sweden has shown that they're just so good on these number 1, on these aim picks. The C2 in the qualifier, C1 on the round of 32. And China has been struggling, getting these bigger combos, just not being able to hold through. In qualifier, not a single person of China was able to FC that no mod 1. And on the side of Sweden, it just looked so much better. So it's a pick that was to be expected, more or less. Most of the teams don't like picking no mod 1s because it kind of feels like a coin flip. But the further you go up in these seedings, and the further you go up in these skill levels, aim skill sets get real, and the consistency gets stronger and stronger as well.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Sweden's going to be a team that scales very, very well, but that's the scary part about the round of 16, is that a lot of teams can still put up good rosters for more generic maps like this, like the aim map. You know, there's a lot of strong aim players in the game, and that reflects, especially with No Mod 1. Both teams will have a roster for this, so like you said, it's going to come down to who's got the stronger consistency.
Yes, and Sweden has been showing this incredible consistency. We've seen Melwem and Silla, both of these players, always performing like complete gods. And for the rest of the Swedish team, they can just pick and choose between their players, just feeling like how they feel on these maps. And for the Chinese team, it seems like it's always going to be the Lolols and C numbers who are going to be playing these No Mod 1s. Alright. Due to some issues, some technical issues, we'll have to re-download the No Mod 1, but we'll get there as soon as possible. In the meantime, we can just ramble about the teams here a little bit more. Yeah.
I definitely think that China will have some quite critical good first maps like we saw just now with that DT2, but I think that the difficulty China's going to run into, especially late game, is if Sweden can drag this match out to, say, 7, 8, 9 maps, China's going to find it really difficult to find those critical picks, you know? Like, there's certain maps in there that China are not going to be favored on. Sweden, with the much more variety of skill sets, are going to enjoy that a whole lot more.
Absolutely. Just I don't know. It's looking like the thing about something to mention as well about these two teams is that Sweden last week only had 7 players playing. Lightning Fox, if you look just at the qualifiers, the 4th strongest player wasn't playing. So as long as Lightning Fox is here, this might be stronger. And now we are finally getting to the map. We have resolved the issue. And we see no breaks here from any player, everyone hitting the beginning here, these cross-screen jumps.
Yeah, but look at Sweden, man. You got Blue, you got Psyche, you got Silla, you got Melwem, all holding incredible combo and accuracy right now. Never mind, there goes Melwem. They get a trade up, but China dropping that second full combo. They are still trailing right now, but Psyche did have an early break. Worth knowing for the later game.
Yeah, but Lolo 234 and C numbers breaking here early on this No Mod 1. Not a good start. These are supposed to be some of the most strongest players in their team. The miss here from Sweden was, it seems like a banter. The only combo here lost now at the moment I say is Psyche. They unfortunately broke in this one, but still a very good advantage here with these combos, with these 3 FCs versus 2 FCs, and they have a big chance here to build on that.
Oh, it looks like Melwem was a Bancho miss, actually. There was no break.
Yeah. Melwem still on the A rank for some reason, so it seems like Melwem broke here at the very beginning on a rather beginning jump, but does not matter. And now we get to these cross-screen jumps, and everybody is hitting them, no problem at all. So, of course, an insane banger here.
Oh, an absolute classic Miro. I mean, I remember playing this back in 2015. Good times. There goes Silla, though. A big full combo drop for Sweden. now they're starting to look a little bit dicey, a little bit ropey. 970, level 235. Z98 going to be finding a break, though. So that's going to relieve the stress on Sweden a little bit, but not much.
But not much, of course. Lolol with the 476 combo. It has certainly pulled the advantage of the combo onto the side of China with this recovery. But for both teams, it really is about how long are your FCs going to be holding. Is China going to be are China's 2 FCs going to be FCing the rest of the map and potentially bringing the win onto their side? Or is Sweden going to be able to hold through and Gender is going to be blundering? 970 hasn't been the most consistent player on the side of China, which worries me a little bit. Also looking at the accuracy, we see Lolo 3.235 here on this 99.5%, I believe. Well, 970 just not looking as super confident as the rest of the team, but it is a combo game, and that is what is important. Fortunately, Bancho is kind of messing with us here.
We see, look how close that score is going into the final section. You've still got 2 full combos. 970 drops, man, no!
And yeah, this is exactly this pressure that is building up. It's just not for everybody, and I understand why you break it at some point. Some players just get it dark and be sort of that's a break here from the last FC in China, and now the score is going so quickly towards Sweden. And yeah, China unfortunately blundering here towards the end. Sweden gonna be taking advantage of that and immediately pulling the score towards their side. Zilla not being that person who steps up this week. Zilla, of course, has had these insane performances in the qualifier. You can see Zilla with the 1 miss, 0-100s, 99.91%. Despite not FCing here, his teammates stepping up and doing God's work here. This team is so strong, they don't even need their best player.
Good stuff from Sweden, but did look a little bit ropey. Like I said, the early rounds, you've got a lot of teams that have still got those really good aim players, and you see it there with the Chinese roster. They really did put Sweden through their paces right to the end of that map.
Yes, and China now instantly picking the DT1. The burst, yeah, it's just burst, 278 BPM, one of my favorite maps of all time, by the way. I just love playing it. Just for the fun of it, just testing my speed, how fast can I tap today, am I able to FC this map and whatever. So it's one of the ultimate speed tests, at least for me personally. Has some aim parts, but mostly it's just these really fast bursts. OD is low as well, so we can expect some higher accuracies on this as well.
Yeah, and I do wonder whether this is going to play out very much like the DT2. I mean, you see China picking into it, because again, like you mentioned, very similar into the tapping kind of skill set and speed test. But it's going to be interesting to see how Sweden can respond, because we didn't really pick this as necessarily either team favored map. You know, the aim elements Sweden going to be very good at. The tapping elements China going to be very good at. Like you said, low OD means high accuracy, so it's going to be a bit of a contentious map, I think.
Yeah, but this is looking very dangerous here, actually, for China as well. At this BPM, I don't know. I feel like China is gonna be struggling maybe here as well. I don't think Lolo 234 is that insanely strong on a speed pick like that. I might be wrong. It might have just been a bit different in the qualifiers, but I'm a bit worried of China just not having a fourth player for this extremely high BPM.
Who's Osulanbol have? That's... Oh, it's Bojack.
Yeah. It's Hio. So Hio can be jumping in for that. Yeah. Hio, of course, has been playing quite a few speed maps recently and has been showing off very well about it as well. So... Map is rather one of the easier ones in this tournament, but certainly, as I said previously, is absolute speed check. So Yeah, not much interesting happening here on the side of either player, but here Hio being the first one to play. Saika also breaking here early onto the map. This map is not that long, 2 minutes 44. Advantage here for China.
Yeah, it's a early advantage for them. Again, this is a very short map again. The DT map's really not great in length today. Second break from Sweden, not just Oceanland. Really going to hold them down in terms of the score. Halfway through the map, I mean, they can't afford anything else.
Grippy, by the way, SSing still very chill. So certainly not lost yet for the Swedish side, but they need to have China break once more. Is China finally gonna be able to pull through, or are they gonna be blundering once again on this later stage of the map?
Well, the time will tell.
Still on the road of a 4-way FC.
Yeah, they are nearly there. Falling down the yellow brick road. Go China, looking for a complete victory on this DT1. Will they get it? 1/4 of the map to decide it all.
Yeah, only 1/4 left. The map is going by so fast, and it doesn't seem like China is giving Sweden any chances here. No problem, it seems like, for them. All of the players still at the 99%, except 2, of course. So it's certainly not all anymore, but another break here for the Swedish side, and I think that guarantees here the point for China. The big question is, are they gonna finish this and stand? No, unfortunately, Lolo 2, 3, 4 gonna be breaking on the Chinese side. It seems like it might just end on the 3-way FC here.
Yeah, I mean, Burger Fox doing so well, but just not able to hold it on to the end. Was really accurate combo gaming on that. Look at the accuracy, far below his teammates, so much more of a combo game, but it's worked out for them very, very well as they get that second point on the board. Good strong picking from China here.
Yeah, absolutely, a really good pick, and they know, and they're certainly happy about that. But I'm a bit worried about the moment they run out of these speed picks, that they run out of these higher BPM picks, because we are already kind of getting to this point. There's some maps that they might still go for. But Sweden, of course, has now a lot to choose from, and we'll see whether they go for something like these hidden maps, or even the Hard Rock 2 potentially. I don't know if they would want to go for the Hard Rock 2. I think playing against China here on the hidden might be the best choice.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, let's not forget that Hard Rock 1 is banned, so it's just the Hard Rock 2 for Sweden, if they want to go for it. But well, hidden is an interesting shout. I still want to lean towards that Hard Rock 2 being the more significant pick for Sweden. I do wonder whether they'll pick into that more precise style map and try and play around that, but
yeah, it seems like Scylla just isn't feeling that insane today as well. Last week we saw Scylla FCing every single map but one, and that one map they got like 900k or 800k on it. So yeah, just seemingly not having that perfect of a day, and it's going to be the Hard Rock 2, as you said. Aim precision.
yeah, so again, what you've got here is you've got a much longer map, much more slower paced map, 170 BPM, very precision focused. Overall max combo only at 1,300, which for a map that's nearly 4 minutes in length means a lot of space notes, a lot of just very circle heavy patterns. You've still got a fair amount of sliders in there, but the circles outweigh them 4 to 1, I believe. So, you know, just based on that alone, you can tell that it's going to be very much just pure aim rhythmic patterns in this one.
Yeah, very basic Hard Rock 2, I would say. This is the Hard Rock 2 that you usually see in tournaments and that you would expect to be coming out. And we've seen Sweden perform so well on these type of maps. It's aim, they love aim. It's precision, they love precision. It's Hard Rock, they love Hard Rock. it is all that they love, and China is gonna be having a really hard time to take this away from Sweden.
So players starting to filter in a little bit for this next one. They've still got a bit of time to decide their lineups.
Yeah, Scylla gonna be perma-lobbying, of course, playing every single map all the time. I think we're gonna see Melwam here, of course. Melwam very strong here on the aim. Interesting that he stays in. I would be expecting maybe Blue or Saika here on the side of Sweden. So Blue is coming in. On the side of China, it's pretty much like always the same players. It's Lolo 234, it's Lolo 235, and it's C numbers. And then they can really choose between the rest of the players, the non-carries. You would say it's gonna be Dwagon, who has been performing really well in previous maps. I think has played a DT map and performed extremely well on that. And we are getting into it on the Hard Rock 2 Precision.
So finally, some time for some precision. Let's see if the Sweden skill set still rings true in the round of 16. They're gonna want to get this pick. No mod 1, their first pick very closely contested. But if Sweden are fortunate enough, this map should not be as closely contested. At least I'll hope for it, because at the moment it's neck and neck.
Yeah, absolutely. It is just the beginning, it's just the intro. It's still very, very easy, but it's ramping up quite fast. And the further you go into the map, that is one of the most dangerous part here about these Hard Rocks 2s. The further you go in, especially if seeing the map, the more pressure you are under, and the moment you start shaking, you're gonna have a problem, because on these precision maps, shake is gonna be your biggest enemy. We see a very early miss here from Dwagon. Not much, not that bad for the team yet. It's still very early on a map that is as long as this one, but I think every single miss here counts quite a lot against such a Swedish super team.
It's very hard to build back that recovery combo if you drop late enough. With how lengthy this map is, not a lot of actual combo in there. And there's another break from David Q2, level 235. And there is a trade-up with Melwam, but Dragon going to be finding another reset despite the incredibly high accuracy.
Yeah, Wang may just be under too much pressure, maybe just not experienced in this kind of tournament setup, and yeah, very unfortunate. Of course, Scylla you see once again just with this insanely high accuracy, but two other players also on the 99%, Blue just falling out of it, but Sweden looking incredibly good, especially with that miss here from C numbers with no trade here, no answer from Sweden.
Yeah, you are really just down to the very reliable Burger Fox, but to go it alone against the Sweden roster is not what you want, but there's a double break coming in. Osalan Bolhav and Scylla going to drop, so an opportunity for China to claw back some of that score, but it's not going to be enough just yet. Need one more.
Yeah, and there it is! Blue missing here, no big combos on the side of Sweden, and now China has the chance to capitalize to it. That two combos at the same pretty much as Melwam and Lolo 234 still on that FC. It's looking really bleak here for Sweden. As long as China can hold on, the score should go very quickly towards their side, despite there's not much density. They have one break here from the side of China, but also Bolov breaks on the side of Sweden once again. Blue once again with the break. Score going towards China's side.
Yeah, China got to hold on to this.
Oh,
if they want to keep going through, because it's still going to be close even right to the end. There goes Burger Fox. That's going to slow things down a little bit. But it's only a recovery combo from Melwam. Level 2v5 there. Dwagon is there. They've still got combo advantage. And they are pulling it over to their side slowly but surely. We're going to take this right down to the wire. Oh, a double breakdown from
no! China. And Melwam trying to keep it alive. for the Swedish team. What a blunder here from China. They had it in the bag, it seemed like. But unfortunately, towards the end, the pressure and these last circles just not being able to keep up these combos and essentially gifting the win here, the map win here to Sweden.
Man, what a loss of nerve control from China at the critical moment of that map. If they'd held on a little bit longer, they probably could have got away with it, even with a single break. They might have been able to hold on, but you did have Scylla on the recovery, so it was a bit of a who's who was going to pull that one out of the bag, but Melwam at the end there, what a strong recovery. Great accuracies, though, from the Swedish roster. They were definitely the more confident team.
Yeah, they were certainly the more confident team, but it's not always about the confidence. We've seen with these combos just so dangerous, so dangerous. It almost felt like this win from the Swedish side was on the accuracy. On another note, please do not forget there is another match going on at the same time on the B stream. It's gonna be Malaysia versus Thailand, a lot lower seeds, but very close together, so it might be super fun and interesting to watch this one. So feel free to check this stream at the same time, to watch both streams maybe at the same time to be in double the fun here. But going back into this match, we see the DT3 pick here from China, the third DT map, but it's a very different DT map, and it's not a speed one, it's alt.
Yeah, so this is probably the most contested DT pick, I think, out of the three. It's understandable why China left this to last, because the other one's much higher in BPM, like you said. You've got a lot more doubles. It's still got a fair amount of tapping in there. It's more rhythmic, but it's not quite as clear-cut. Sweden going to be able to tap this a little bit better, and the aim elements in this map as well going to probably benefit them slightly, but it still should be a close matchup between the two of them. But China, on their own picks, have been looking very dominant so far, so we'll see if that carries through onto this third map pick for them.
Yeah, this one's a lot more dangerous, it seems like. I would still say China and alt might be a bit stronger than the Swedish side, but it's not by much, and this really could go to either side. China is a little bit favored, I would go ahead and say that, but not by much. Looking at the stats from previous round and matches, they might not even be favored, honestly. It's kind of a 50-50 coin flip, it seems like. On a very conventional normal tree, you would say it as it is, of course, in the DT3 slot. But gonna be quite exciting to see, and hard to really guess who's gonna be taking the win on this map.
Yeah, I think the thing we could take away from this match is that actually it is still quite close on both sides. I know China have looked really dominant on their first maps, but Sweden have also put in very high team scores on the DT2 and 1 respectively. So it could be another case of that where whichever team has the earlier breaks may just not be able to catch up.
Yes, and we are getting to the map. No early slip-ups here, but normal trees are generally not about these early slip-ups. It's once again Scylla just not being able to get this big combo here early on. Wagon trades it back though, and struggling a lot more, it seems like, in this lobby than the rest of the players.
Yeah, for definite. Both teams having one trade up combo, but one is significantly having higher accuracy than the other right now, and that is Sweden. China really trailing on it. So that's going to have to change if they want to get back into this, but for Sweden to let it go, you can hear a lot more rhythmic styling of this map. Players out, but still combo game almost identical on both sides, but it's the accuracy that's holding out at the moment.
Yeah, and accuracy is very important. Not as important, of course, as the combo, it seems like, but Wagon with that miss Well, that gives you a combo and an accuracy advantage to the Swedish side, and it's looking a little bit bleak here for the Chinese side. Almost half the map is over, and we're looking at a very, very solid roster here for the Swedish side. Never mind, blue is the one to fall now, and that resets it, especially with that miss here from Melwin.
Yeah, big drops there for Sweden. They are down by 2 with just 1 full combo left. Scylla now with support. But they are up against 3 for China. Remember what I said at the start? It may be the team that has those drops earlier on that's going to make up the difference. But China's got to hold this out. They got a long way to go in this map. We've still got another minute and a half to go. Can they hold on to it from here?
Yeah, China now has 2 chances to prove us wrong. They have had these unfortunate misses in previous maps, but now they can really capitalize on that. And it seems like it's gonna go well, especially at this lower part. Not much of a chance here to break, and China having a good chance to break here, to build combo here. It's gonna be the wagon to fall on the side of combo. Immediately getting answered by blue. It's not the FCs though, and that is what's important for the Chinese side.
It's not the big combo drop that they need. And blue did also have a reset. There goes Gripe, though, the last full combo down. It's just Scylla holding on recovery. But you did have Burger Fox drop the full combo. But I don't think it's going to be enough. China still got those 2 full combos to take them to the end. It's David Q2 and Z98 taking it home for China on their 3rd pick.
Yeah, and it seems like they're really getting it through. And both of them holding perfectly towards this really difficult map. The hardest part of the map, not even close. So both of these players, it's seemingly just FCing the end. Scylla, the entirety of the Swedish team really just falling apart. I just looked to the right, and it seems like the moment I look back, all of the combos were gone. And there's gonna be the FC gun for C numbers, but Lolo 235 gonna be FCing. And look at this score difference, 1.1 million.
Yeah, definitely think that was a lot of the later game coming through. You can see it a lot, especially from players like Melwin. Their breaks came right in the middle of the map, which really does knock your score down. It score caps you so heavily, regardless how good your accuracy and stuff is. But I just think Sweden, early map, they had a much stronger position. They had better combos and accuracies, and then it just kind of slipped away as the map continued to drone on and China picked up too much ground. But it was a good attempt from Sweden.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a lot closer, but I guess I was wrong. China had on a roll on this map, but well, China has no more DT maps anymore, so this is going to be more interesting now. Sweden still a lot of picks open. It seems like they do not want to pick a number 3. This might just be the next pick for the Chinese side, honestly. But I would be expecting a hidden pick now. I don't see them picking anything else. I don't think that Sweden wants to pick the Nomad 2. Nomad 4, not off the question, but I think it's too much of a gamble. The free mods, I can't say much. I think free mod 1 might not be the absolute pick here for the Swedish side. It's too coin flippy. I think it's too easy for them to want to pick that. So, yeah, what do you think is going to be picked now by the Swedish side?
I mean, kind of hard to say. I would potentially lean into maybe the free mod 1. They've got a lot of unique, strong players. It's not. It's going to be free mod 3, in fact. It's going to be the tech map.
Yes, interesting pick here by the Swedish side. Seems like they have done their homework. Free mod 3. Certainly got the players here, but it's at the same time, China is certainly also a strong roster for this type of map. They have these main players who are going to be playing this hidden and hard work extremely well. And then you just need a 3rd player for the Nomad. I don't know. It's a bit of an interesting pick. I'm surprised they're still not going into these hidden maps, but they must have their own play, maybe an easy play player on their side.
Yeah, I mean it's an interesting,
really difficult.
Definitely, but again, we do get to see maybe there is a reason. Maybe they don't feel confident enough to bring a 4-man roster to the hidden over China. I do see your point. I am surprised that we've not seen one hidden map from Sweden on this, but this could be the more practice map. It's again a very short map, minute 55 with the drain time. So, sorry, minute 50. Sorry, with the drain time. So maybe that's what they're banking on, those early breaks. I think there's an easy multiplier. Is it 2.8 on this map?
It's 2.8. It's ridiculous. It's so difficult on the easy, but I'm not sure if we're gonna see any easy from either side. I would not expect it. Maybe Sweden might have someone playing it, but I don't know who would be playing that.
It looks like it's the first appearance from Couch on this one.
Yes. And Lightning Fox also appearing, hasn't played last week, finally appearing this week. Very strong reading player, is going to be most likely playing on the hidden here. Could be a double hidden here from Scylla and Lightning Fox. Grippy, possibly going into the Hard Rock with Couch on the Nomad. It's gotta be the hidden Hard Rock on Grippy. Couch here on the hidden. Lightning Fox on the Nomad and Scylla on the hitting. So a little bit wrong is what I got. And we see the easy on Fujiwara no Moku. So that is a bit of a statement here from China with the hidden on Lolo 2, 3, 5. It's so difficult with these Lolos. And the Hard Rock on Dwagon, who has been playing extremely well on these Hard Rocks.
Oh no, a lot of early breaks coming in already from Grippe on the hidden.
Yes. Gets traded back by Lolo 2, 3, 4. But look at this easy score here from the Chinese side. Still as Essing just showing, oh god, that is a really strong easy player.
Yeah, early round easy as well. Devastating with the 2.8 multiplier. China taking full advantage of it. They're already in the lead without applying the 2.8 multiplier. There goes,
I think it's automatically applied. Should be automatically applied.
Good to know. Good to know.
And the score advantage is actually going to the side of Sweden, despite Couch here struggling to keep up these combos, still having a very good time on the accuracy. Scylla has broken once again. It seems like Scylla is not able to hold any combos today, but doesn't matter as long as his accuracy keeps being that high. And it's a very short map as well, with the 200,000 points advantage.
Yeah, it is short, which is why the score margin is as big as it is, because those breaks really matter, even towards the end. Burger Fox finds another drop. David still holding strong for the team though, and recovery's coming in. There goes Grippe, there goes Couch for Sweden, that's 2. Another break on the easy though for China with Fujiwara. It is just Lightning Fox and Scylla up against David Q2 on Lolo 235, and I think it's still going to be a Sweden victory.
Yes. But that was a bit dangerous against Fujiwara no Moku on that easy. If Fujiwara no Moku had held up longer, this could have gotten really dangerous. 2.8 multiplier is nothing to scoff about. It is some really, really strong multiplier. Unfortunately, it was not able to get as much score as they wanted to. And it's gonna be that even once again. 3-3, Sweden, China. This might get really close. We might even see a tiebreaker. Now, of course, it's going to be China's pick. Honestly, with how well the DT3 went, I kind of expect a No More 3 now.
Yeah, I think, considering where we're at this point. Oh. Okay, No Mod 2 from China makes sense.
I don't know, does it? No Mod 2 is a bit more tapping heavy, and China likes tapping, of course they do. But it's also a very techy map, 210 BPM, techy tapping. It's certainly not the the normal 2 you would expect here. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect really here. I think this is a complete coin flip. I don't think you can really gauge how well the other team's gonna be performing here. I think this is a pure confidence pick potentially.
Also, I have to ask this question. What is it with Chinese players and having mass numbers after their names?
Generally, it's what happens if you take. I don't think it's that in O's, but in many games, if you took like instead of Chinese letters, it just puts in numbers. For some reason, because I guess some games just aren't able to have these to have Chinese letters. But I think it should work for O's. I'm not sure. No, it doesn't seem like it does work for O's. So Chinese letters don't work here, so they generally like just use numbers.
I see. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Interesting fact to know.
That's why in a lot of games where you have, like, for example, in Steam games, if you play against some Chinese people, they might just have random numbers in their name. Because the Chinese letters get converted to numbers. Although they could just do it as a meme as well, I don't know.
Wow, yeah, that is that. So, here we go, Nomad 2. I mean, the way I look at this map is very high approach rate and very high BPM. You know, the highest you see outside of Hard Rock and DT. So, in terms of China's picking strategy, it makes a lot of sense. But again, like you said, it's much more generic style mapping, apart from the fact that we're playing on CS 2.1, which is worth noting. I mean, these circles, so nice.
Yes, generally like these big circles scream not lock, but fortunately the OD is not that low, it's 9.4, so not immediate note lock, but can certainly happen. Maybe we'll be able to see a few of these note locks. But for now, it seems like both teams are looking pretty okay. Slightly favored on the accuracy for the Swedish side, but only barely. It barely makes a difference. But here, the first break here from Jadiv, appearing for the first time this match, hasn't played last week at all, and unfortunately just not being able to get the score he wants, it seems like. Couch falling right after, so combo advantage slightly for China, maybe?
Kind of an accuracy battle at the moment, which I think China has the advantage in, but only just. So they will very slowly start to pull score over, but not with that. There goes Burger Fox dropping big combo. Full combo down. Now Lamno going to be finding a reset as well.
Couch is shaking.
Oh my god, Couch dropping massive accuracy as well. There goes JJ, but there goes Psycho. Another full combo down for Sweden. They're down 3.
Yeah, it's just 2 FCs versus 1 for China's side, and the score is now really going towards the side. There's still enough time for them to steal us away, as long as they can hold a little bit longer.
Hold on to it, so little time left in the map. If they drop now, it's over. But it looks like China's going to sneak away with the 4th one. They've got to hold on to the very end. No drops can be afforded here, and it doesn't happen.
Look at how close these scorelines are. 54,000 points for the side of China. But this could have gone either way. This is exactly what I meant with how easy it could be towards the Swedish side. This is a pure 50-50 pick, and fortunately China was able to steal this away, but this got a lot closer than they probably wanted it to.
Yeah, that was definitely their closest map so far. China, perfect picking from them, though, overall. 4 map picks, 4 wins. Can't ask for anything more than that. So it's over to Sweden for 1 more map pick. This will decide whether we go through to that final map or whether China will advance from here. It's all to play for. What are they going to go for? That is the question. I mean, personally,
they have to pick the hidden.
Think so, but I mean, the anti-mod as well could play to their benefit.
I don't
you know
know.
that they picked the free mod 3, so they're tech mindset. So no mod 4, you can also put it up there as well.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't think they feel too confident on no mod 4. I don't see Sweden just not picking a hidden map. They have outperformed China so well on hidden maps, on reading, that it just doesn't make any sense, at least for me personally, for them to go into something like the free mod 2 where China only needs 1 or 2 reading players.
Yeah, definitely. And taking their time with this one, probably trying to get some final practice runs in, and we finally see it. There is the hidden 2.
Yes, and we see it into a very difficult map. We have seen players play this extremely well, of course. One might not expect it, but Gambler has a seed this map. Who could have guessed? But very gimmicky, very rhythmic, challenging map, and I love this kind of music. It's very Kikuo style of map and song.
Yeah, it's a weird kind of Japanese jazz fusion, isn't it?
Yes, it's very unique type of music. It's Vocaloid. I think it's even Hatsune Miku Vocaloid, but it's very different from the usual kind of Vocaloid you hear. I love this type of music, but it's really just a taste for a unique person. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So we see JJ coming into this one. We see a lot of the supporting players just hopping into this map, it seems like, for the Chinese side. So this might be a very different roster from what we see usually. I still kind of expect a little bit, one of the Lolos at the very least, but Fujiwara, of course, gonna be hopping in, has had some insane performance on that easy previously. So yeah, JJ, interesting. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting roster here.
Yeah, I definitely think that the choice to go with more critical players, you know, these are your fill players for these specialist types of maps. You know, they only come in for real reading heavy stuff or a lot of perhaps rhythmic style maps.
Well, but JJ doesn't seem to be that much of a rhythmic player, at least towards the previous map that JJ has played. Never played any reading maps really, only played I guess hidden ones, but never has performed that well on them either. Played a Nomad 3 before, so I don't know what we can expect here. See numbers are gonna be hopping in. That's something that I would expect as well, but not having Lolo 234 here is a bit of a surprise for me.
Well, we will see if it works out for them. This is map number 9 in this matchup. I mean, it's still all to play for in this winners bracket match. Of course, we don't lose anyone from this, should they go out early.
Yes, absolutely, and this is an important one. If Sweden manages to win this, we're gonna see a tiebreaker, and if Sweden loses, Sweden's gonna be in a loser bracket unexpectedly, to be honest. But every team has won their own picks, and Sweden looking to do it once more, a 4th time in this match. Couch being first person here to miss early on, though. And another miss here from the Swedish side. So that's 4 FCs still on the Chinese side. Never mind, Fujiwara and Nomoko being the next person to fall, the easy player of the Chinese side. Fortunately, but combo advantage still on the Chinese side, despite the recovering combo here for Sweden.
And accuracy as well, that's really critical. Still on the Swedish side.
Trades here.
From David and Couch, trading things up, keeping this right to the wire, but another break from David. Gonna allow Sweden a little bit more breathing room as they try and climb. Z98 gonna drop, but there's a break from Scylla though.
And we see 1FC on Lightning side, on Lightning Fox versus the FC on JJ. The one I did not expect it. I would not expect it from JJ to be able to hold that through that long. And that is some very impressive play here. Still, the recovering combo from the Swedish side on Psycho. They're really holding well through here and pretty much keeping the score onto their side.
Remember the CS 3.5 going to make this very dense in style. There goes JJ, but Psycho drops as well. But there's still one remaining for Sweden. It is Lightning Fox holding strong, and with no response from China available to them, it's looking dire for them on this one, but great for Sweden.
Yes, Lightning Fox, the juggernaut of this map. Just hero play. Bring him towards this win further and further. 233 score advantage. No break for them. Such a difficult part. This part is not to be underestimated. It's so easy to shit miss on this part, but all these players, never mind Psycho being one person to break on this really difficult rhythmic pattern. Fujiwara trace it back, but a lot of breaks here on the Swedish side. Is there still enough for China to bring this back? There doesn't seem to be any bigger combos. I don't think so, honestly.
Oh, there goes Scylla though, but it's 300k. I think it's gonna be praying that Sweden have got enough. You got JJ, you got Z98. It's not gonna be enough time. They're not clawing that score back nearly quick enough. So map number 9 is going to Sweden.
Yes, and we're gonna see the tiebreaker in Sweden versus China. Both of these teams winning every single of their own picks. No breakpoints at all throughout the entire match. So often you see these breakpoints, but both of these teams done their homework. Incredible performances. Just incredible stuff here. And now going into this tiebreaker. It is the game for both teams. I don't know what to expect out of this.
Well, the one thing we can say is that there is an easy multiplier on this, 1.75, which is worth noting.
Oh, I know this map. This map is like it's a good map, but it's a very interesting map. I don't want to spoil too many things, but it's not as active as you usually would expect from a tiebreaker. Very consistent map. Very, very consistent map.
There's a lot of high contrast in this map as well. But like you said, you don't want to spoil too much. But you're going to want your best players on this one. It's worth knowing the low BPM on this map as well. 126.
Yes. Tiebreaker. First tiebreaker of the day. Gonna be so exciting here. It's really important here for Scylla to finally start like getting these big scores. We've seen Scylla do some wonders, do some really strong performances, despite always kind of breaking and on all the maps except one, I believe. Has still always had some very good performances, but we need Scylla to hold through this. I think that it's so important, and especially in this type of map, for them to be able to pull through here. So yeah, it's hard to say how this one will go, but consistency is key, and we will see the top 4 seeds here for the Swedish team. It's just trying to bulldoze through this, trying to keep up the pressure. And on the side, of course, the 3 carries, both low lows, C numbers, and there's going to be Dwang, who has been playing extremely well today, and a very, very good pick, I think, as a 4th player here. Damn, there's even a countdown on this map.
So Melwam, Grippe, Lightning Fox, and Scylla up against Burger Fox, David Q2, Dwagon, and Z98 for map number 10, the final map in this matchup. Neither team gave away a single breakpoint in the lead up to this, so it's really going to come down to who performs better on the long marathon style map. This is 7 minutes of gameplay. Will we find an individual who will shine above the others, solo carry their team maybe if it's necessary, to the end of this map?
At Grippy here, very unusual miss. Not a good start. Still a lot of time to bring this back. Grippy with the question mark are probably confused themselves about this miss. But it is a very consistent map, so there's even like you see a lot of filler in this map, it seems like, and the entirety of the filler is still so easy to break on. It's such a hard and heavy consistency test. Now here, one break from the side of lol 2, 3, 4.
Burger Fox down on the full combo, but plenty of time to recover it. It's going to allow Sweden to gain that early lead. The big combos play a massive part. Score moves up so slowly in this format, as it's pretty much linear to the length of the song and the number of notes in the map. So it'll be a slow climb, but even a slow score difference is massive as Dragon goes down with the full combo for China.
Yeah, it is, as you said, very slow. But look at these patterns. Just they look so easy, but they're not. And the next person here from China falling, only 1 FC left, while 3 FCs and a big recovering combo on the Swedish side. This is looking good for them, but we have said that often enough in these matches, it has very often turned around despite having such big advantages through the map, and there's still so much left. Only 1/4 of the map is over.
Yeah, we've got so much time left in this, but
oh no.
Oh, there we go. We start to see it. 4 breaks coming in on that one pattern, though, as the map picks up in pace just a little bit.
Yes, and see Damarsh breaking here now, and Grippy and Scylla, now they have their chance to build on that. No combos left on the side of China, completely fallen apart. And here's the chance to really build up this score, really build up this combo. Scylla with 99.6% accuracy. And now comes a lot more density. Breaking here before this dense part is just so hard breaking. So good for Sweden, honestly. It's looking like it's building up here for them. Grippy now falling. It's only gonna be Scylla on that FC for the serious side. No combo except lol 2, 3, 5 here on the recovery. The further this goes, the better it is gonna be for Sweden. 220,000 on a tiebreaker, on a 7-minute long tiebreaker is quite a lot, honestly.
It's
more and more dangerous.
Such a massive score margin to chase. But again, pressure all on Scylla. Map really picking up now. Grippe gonna be going again. Finding that combo reset. Melwin with good support though. But if that were to drop, China would have a very good chance of starting to pull score back. All members starting to pick up with the combo now.
Yes, and I was just talking about how important it is for Scylla to step it up finally, stop breaking all the time somewhere. And it seems like Scylla has listened, still FCing as the only player, and it's not even close. Next person is gonna be lol 2, 3, 5 on a big recovering combo. Pretty much the entirety of China really recovering here. Grippy just struggling here once again. Melbourne here breaking as well, so it's kind of all on the back of Scylla. If Scylla breaks, this could get real dangerous for Sweden. Oh, and the Lightning Fox also breaking.
The same could be said for China's David Q2 lol 235. If that combo drops, very, very dangerous situation for China. They are slowly pulling score back. Scylla's combo not enough to keep them at bay.
Again, the rhythm is changing. be very dangerous. Written chains are always so difficult to adapt to real quick, and we're gonna be seeing how well China is gonna be able to adapt to this. And it seems like Grippy kind of struggling once again on this map.
China begin their march as Scylla continues to hold the line, but that score is falling faster and faster per second. Dragon drops, that's going to slow it down, but it's still slowly falling as Scylla keeps his 2k combo. Can they hold on to it? 3 combos left for China, hold them down. The 1/3, here they come. The map slows down again.
233,000 it was before, now it's 140,000, and the further we go into this map, the faster it might shrink. Scylla keeping it alive for the Swedish team, the Swedish superstar, possibly even the strongest player in the entire tournament, trying to keep it alive for the Swedish team to keep going in this winner bracket. Is Scylla gonna be able to do it, or is China with these big recovering combos gonna be able to steal us away?
Lightning Fox with a good recovery, that is going to help, but we are down to just that last 100k. Can it fall quick enough? That break from Dwagon may have been enough. Grippe dropping though, that's not going to help. Drops to 90k, it's still falling, but is it falling fast enough?
My heart is beating. This is so crazy. 78,000. China knows they have the chance to take this away. Scylla knows he cannot break. And even if he doesn't break, he might still lose that. But is there enough time?
One drop could change everything. One slider. The map is nearly over. We're down to just 70k. I'm not sure it's going to fall fast enough.
60k.
This is the final patterns now.
Any break on Scylla could change everything.
50k. There goes Lightning Fox. Big supporting combo gone for Sweden. Now might be the time. 30k. It holds.
God, it's 20,000. Scylla saving the lifeline for Sweden on this incredible carry performance. Lolo 235 trying to keep it alive to take it back from the Swedish side. So many supporting combos there as well, but Scylla says no. I'm gonna keep holding through. No pressure is gonna stop me here for 20,000 score difference.
A full combo, a solo performance from a star. Scylla holds true for Sweden and puts them through to the quarterfinals. Victorious China, though, so close. Just 30k away at the end of the map. If that map had gone on any longer, Scylla wouldn't have held on long enough. It would have been just too much to climb back from. But it was. It absolutely was.
Well, shout out to this map for essentially edging us here. I can't describe it in any other ways. It's just so crazy how unbelievably close this one got, and how slow at the end the map was. So it got even harsher. My heart is still beating like crazy. But this is gonna be it. Sweden going to keep forward in the winner bracket. China gonna fall to the loser bracket. We will be immediately switching to the next match. I believe on the A stream we're gonna be seeing Taiwan versus the Russian Federation going into this right now. The match is already starting.